Hello. It is Saturday, July 27th. Yes, July 27th. And I have a little story that I wanted to share with you. And I will warn you, there's a little bit of cussing in this one, so clutch your pearls, be ready. I was having lunch with Kai the other day at Costco. Big spender, I know. And we were talking, and I think most of you are aware that Kai has been going through a rough patch lately, and for the last year or so, and even within the last month, about a month ago, one of his best friends tragically died while driving to work. He was rear-ended. His kid's like 22, 23 years old. He was rear-ended by a semi and killed instantly. It was just horrific. And Kai has just been consumed with grief, and really no 19-year-old should have to, deal with this level of grief. And it's just been very, very hard for Kai to deal with. And, he's been laid off from his job, and the job market is very bad right now. It's just, there aren't a lot of jobs, and what few jobs there are, they're just very hard to get. And it's just been a lot for Kai to deal with. And, while we were at lunch, Kai was just going on and on about, how much the world sucks. And he just is listing off all these reasons as to why the world sucks. Life sucks, the world sucks, and this sucks, and this sucks, and this sucks. Everything sucks. And, he's, going through his list of everything sucks. And I was like, yeah, I can definitely see how from your vantage point, how that must feel like, how everything sucks, from your perspective, and, validating his feelings and stuff. And I said, obviously, I can understand that. I said, from my point of view, I see things a little differently. Before my eyes even open, I am thanking God for another day of being alive. I'm thanking Him for air in my lungs. I'm thanking Him for another day on this planet. And I am just living life to the fullest. I'm just so thankful to be here. And I just go on to list all of the things from my point of view, I think life is pretty amazing. And I told him a story about how somebody at church has cancer, and about how horrific her chemo treatment is, and about how thankful I am, how even though chemo is really hard on me and makes me sick, it is not as horrific as what she's going through, and about how it has not sent me to the hospital like it has sent her to the hospital, about how, I'm almost done. I only have 3 more cycles, and, I'm just going through all of these things about things, it's not that bad, I'm just, so thankful. I've been able to travel, and I've been able to do this, and I've been able to do that, and all these things. And I'm just going through all these lists about how awesome, life is, and da 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 da. So I'm just, kind of going through things from my perspective. He looks me dead in the eyes, and he goes, "You have a shit ton of resiliency." And I look at him in the eye, and I go, "Yeah, I do have a shit ton of resiliency." And then I go, "It does not come from me." And I start to tear up, and I said, "I need you to understand that. I don't have this by myself. There is no way I could do this on my own. This does not come from me. I can't do this by myself." And so then I start to do all of this, like what I'm doing right now. I start to get all teary. And I go, "Kai, I can't do this by myself." I was like, "This comes from God." I was like, "I don't have the strength to do this every day. I am not strong enough for this. I have to have this help from God. This resiliency that you see is not from me." And so then he starts to tear up. Again, remember, we are in the middle of Costco eating pizza. So he starts to tear up. I'm tearing up. And then he like takes my hand and whatever. And we have like this, beautiful mother-son moment where I think he actually gets it. Like that you don't have that you don't have to rely on God. You shouldn't. I'm sorry. You shouldn't. You don't have to rely on yourself. You shouldn't rely on yourself. You can't rely on yourself. There's just no way you can. I mean, Kai and I are both living these really hard lives right now where there's just no way to get through them on our own. And Kai is still trying to live them on his own. And I really just pray that he is seeing if his 48-year-old mother isn't strong enough to do it on her own, maybe he should give up the fight and learn to rely on someone bigger than himself. Because I know he knows. He just needs to let it go. So anyway, it was a beautiful, beautiful moment. And I thought I would share it with you. And it goes along very nicely with, I've had this verse on my iPad for forever, like years. It's from James chapter 1, verses 2 and 3. I rewrote it a little bit so it'd be real pretty on my iPad. Consider it pure joy whenever you face trials, because the testing of your faith produces perseverance. So it's been my verse on my iPad for forever, and I know that there are some of you who love this verse as much as I do. So anyway, that's my story for today. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.